Oh my god. Beautiful. Oh wow. You can tick off the colours that you have. Oh wow. Whoa. Wow, 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 wow. Right, let's move there. They're gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Okay, so they're not sharpened to a point, but that is all right. That's Faber Castell. I'm hoping that that's a bit of like denting. Do we try another one? Oh no, that's fine. Perfect. Okay, set this one aside. This one is like important, especially for the sort of layer that I like to put down. Okay, that's not wonderful. So I'm gonna make sure I've emptied out my sharpener. Oh, that's a bit better. Some of them feel tighter inside the sharpener, which is odd. Are they all uniform? I would hope so. And some of them feel nice and smooth. The entry is more favourable. And this one's tighter now. How odd. So strange. Right, I've done those two. Oh, that's so gorgeous. I'm really loving this sort of colour at the moment. And this colour as well. Yeah, I'm really loving all shades of green right now. And you know what? I've not been able to draw properly this year. Not because I've tried and failed, but because I literally have not had a moment to. We are on, God, what is it? The 26th of January. And the first time I draw this year will be with some Holbein pencils, which I'm very excited about. I wanted my first impression to be in a video. Oh, there's quite a lot of them. A shout out to Jam, my partner. She had bought me these for Christmas, and I've spoken about them a couple of times because I know that they're extremely, not extremely hard to come by, but they are top of the line. Also, I've heard. They're a Japanese brand. I think as far as Holbein go, they're more known for their paints, or at least when I've watched videos with Holbein products in, they've spoken about paints. And I've not really heard much about the pencils yet, so this is going to be, oh, that's a really nice one. That's like a sanguine, like terracotta kind of colour, and I really like using that at the moment. I'm low-key hoping I don't like these too much, like enough to get more, because I've already noticed inflation, that they've bumped up prices on, oh, that one's difficult to get in, hold on. And they've bumped up prices on Faber Castell, so that's really annoying. So I don't really want to absolutely fall in love with a more expensive brand, but we will see. I'm just emptying my sharpener. It gets full quite quick, and I usually replace them every 2 years or so, mostly because I lose them first. And then I think, oh, I should replace it. Oh my God, this is, right. So this is, we're already running into a little bit of a problem. Uniformity wise, it's not like, it's not going out. I'm twisting it, but it's not going all the way down. Okay. I'm gonna have to ease it out. That was really difficult. Oh, and this one's fine. Right, so that's really just odd, isn't it? With Faber Castells, apart from a few that I've come across, there's pretty much complete uniformity in the width of the actual pencil itself, so that they all fit this. And you've got your jumbo graphite, if you ever were to use that, and then this is for these. I think it also works for the water soluble ones too. And then you've got your normal pencil, HB, whatever. Time to try. I'm gonna wait until that motorbike passes. It's time to have a little go. I put the cover for the pencils over this so it doesn't reflect too much light back up into the camera. So I've got my See What I've Brightened sketchbook here. I think it's 160 GSM, if that means anything to you. It's the thickness I like to kind of go for, if not something thicker usually, but this is good to practice on. I'm gonna go for red first. Okay, so this is Carmine. Quite nice. Let's kind of do, I think we'll do this for all of them. I think naturally I go to press harder when I want to create a more solid colour, but you don't necessarily have to do that. Yeah, so have a little look. That's how it's looking. Quite nice, actually. With these sketchbooks that I like to get, sometimes each side of the paper can feel a bit different, so I'll do a mixture of back and forth. I think I'm going to now go for the next colour, and I'll pop this one back in. So this one, the last one was Carmine, this one is Scarlet. I don't know if you can see that properly. So I'm just going to repeat the same thing. I'm not sure if they have their own sharpener. I'll have to look into it. So maybe there's one more suited. While I'm doing this, I went outside the line. I'm not getting much like coming off on my fingers, so that's quite nice. Let's go with the pinky colour, which is called, oh, it's just called Pink. There we go. Just called Pink. Oh, the sun's coming out for the lovely pink colour. That's really gorgeous. I have a few like this that are Faber Castell ones, but this is just a really nice shade. I like this a lot. That's really nice. I'm probably going like uphill because I've just often when I was writing in school and there weren't any lines, I would go woo, woo, woo. That's like my natural inclination. Jaune Brilliant. Interesting name. Oh, that is more yellowy than I would have anticipated. Oh, let's do this first, of course. How can I forget? Maybe it's because I have a Faber Castell in mind that is the most similar shade to this. And maybe I was expecting more of that. This came out a lot more, I guess, kind of white skin colory than I thought, maybe. I don't know. Huh, interesting. Okay, let's go for this one. Oh, it's orange. So I didn't really need to turn that over. I could have just said it's orange. So when you're drawing, immediately it's noticeable that the point starts to wear away very quickly. It's letting me know maybe that these won't last that long if I use them a lot. I really like that transition. That's quite lovely. When I get to this green here, yep, I think it's this one, I'm going to compare it to this, which is May Green 170 Faber Castell colour, just because I want to compare how it feels when you lay the pencil down. I'm finding that these aren't as creamy as the Faber Castells feel. Sometimes it also has to do with like I guess if they're at room temperature. I used to draw a lot with oil pastels when I was in my GCSEs, and I guess the warmer they were in your hand, the easier you could manipulate them. Oh, this is Marigold. So far they're quite nice. I don't know, I they just don't feel as creamy as Faber Castells. So canary yellow. Yellows are a bit difficult to work with, I find, because you can start laying it down and then it just completely overwhelms the piece. It's too bright. I don't know whether it washes out the piece, but it almost turns it into something you weren't going for, like the palette that you weren't going for, the tones that you weren't going for. So this is actually apple green. It's already got like quite yellowy undertones in this. It almost looks yellow, as if you were to use some of this to lay down first and then put this over the top. That's almost what it makes me think of. Ooh, that's really nice. So you can see bits of the lead kind of falling away quite easily, whereas with Faber Castell I find it sort of wears down like a crayon, or a wax pastel, if you will. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I like this. It's just so, almost like the composition of the pencil itself feels so different to the others. Like it feels like it's bringing up different colors in one shade, as opposed to this is light to dark. This is like yellow and green light. Let's pop that there. This is May green side by side with apple green. There's definitely a stronger yellow tone in the Holbein pencil. So the Holbein pencil feels like it should come out like this. Ooh, that almost feels like more solid coverage. Oh, I don't know now. Is that like crayonier? Like crayonier? Is that like waxier or like smoother? But you can see what I mean, where the lead doesn't really fall away as easily. It doesn't crumble as much. There's like tiny little specks, but yeah, as far as lead crumbling is concerned, Faber Castell have a lot less than this one, I would say, than Holbein. I'll just do, let's keep this to the side because this is not part of the set. I'm going to just do this one, which is fresh green. Yeah, it really is fresh. Ooh, ooh. That's almost neon. That is bright. My gosh. I don't know if I didn't really expect it to be really bright. Okay. That's really bright. My goodness. Oh, it's showing outside. Anyways, that's the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because this is not one of them. That's the first 9. I will come back to you with the next. I don't think I'll film all of it because it's just the same process, rinse and repeat. So yeah, come back to you in a bit. Hi, it's me in person. So I'm gonna make my coffee. I'm going to do swatches of the rest of the colors, and then I think I'm going to try and blend a few different ones together, see how that works. Some complementary and also some near tones. So we will just see what happens after that. So I am just having a little coffee break. I just find it quite funny because the moment I say, oh, the Faber Castell is like a lot more waxy, it decides not to be. Trust me, I'm not lying. It just decided to be very stiff, and maybe to do with the temperature in the apartment because it's freezing, let me tell you. There are a few sources online where people have compiled lists of the closest tones with each of the sort of popular brands of pencil to use, like Holbein, Prismacolor, even Crayola, De La Rowney, what else? Faber Castell, of course, Holbein, I think I've mentioned that. But they've made some amazing charts where they compile most of the tones in production right now and find the closest partner for it. So I will have a little trawl through those websites and see if I can find any that are in this set. It says all of the colours on the back, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find. But I'd also planned to do a video comparing Prismacolor to Faber Castell sort of on its own separately, because I last year, I haven't even used them yet because I wanted my first impression to be on camera as well. Last year I got some Prismacolors. I ordered myself like a small starter box of them. There's probably about 10 or 12, definitely not 24. That's a lot of pencils, but yes, 12-ish pencils. And then there were a couple that had colours similar to Faber Castell that I'd seen on these websites that I actually hadn't ever used before, so I ordered a couple of individual ones just to match them up, to give a more accurate review, I guess. So I will be doing that as well. That will be coming probably not straight after this video because it's a bit overkill, as this isn't my channel's main purpose content. I'm not a pencils channel. I know there are pencils channels in existence, so they'll probably be recommended after this video, so maybe go and explore those if you want a more comprehensive insight. I know that people will get huge sets and do big comparative videos, or like, are they worth the hype videos? So that's cute, but this is just my personal opinion, just because I've used these for so long, and only recently have I wanted to experiment with some other brands. I have tested all of the colours, made a small error as I didn't have enough room to test all of them on these 2 pages, and then I tested the last few and it did press the colour into the other side, which is a little bit annoying, but that is on me. So do ignore that random little square, even though it kind of looks cool. It's obviously not meant to be part of that blue, and there was a little bit of blue that came up here and a little bit of red that came off here, but other than that it is all fine. I did attempt the white. I don't know if you can vaguely see. You must be able to. You can see the square there. I don't really know how I did it without even being able to see. Some of them were a bit nicer to lay down than others. This one in particular I thought was going to be really smooth, but it felt really gritty when I was using it. But then again, this is one that I'd like to test with other ones. And then the white, I feel like the test of the white one is to see how well it blends and lightens colours existing in the palette. I'm not too bothered about the fact that I can't see it because I will be using it again. Kind of want to blend a bit of this into it. When you push harder with them, they feel really good quality. When you're not pushing harder with them, I don't feel like the same can be said. It's really odd. It's almost like you have to use maximum pressure to make sure you're getting the best out of them. A little bit of white on top to sort of smooth out the harshness of the brown. Oh, but then the white almost looks like it's adding whiteness on top and not blending the colours together. So it's almost adding a layer of white as if like I'm adding glue over the top. That's really interesting. That's not quite what I expected at all. I can keep that in mind and utilise that if I have something that I want to draw in that way. We've popped down some canary yellow, and then I will put some marigold down. The way I would use Faber Castells is I would then take the colour I've used on the bottom and then go back in and then blend sort of the sides. Kind of like sandwich the colour together. And then I think maybe I'll add some of this around the side. Go in really lightly with it. It kind of just depends. If you want the pencil strokes to show through, then that's up to you. Personally, it really just depends on whatever I'm drawing. I might try drawing a skull that is similar to something I've done before, just to get a proper comparison across. I've already gone against that idea. I thought maybe imitating something from this page would be just as good. So I will have a little go at that. already it just feels really nice to draw with. It could be a case where it varies from colour to colour. I've sort of had that inconsistency sometimes with Faber Castell, so it's not unique to one brand, really. I don't think I've made any New Year's resolutions. As with many people, I often think that if I do make them, I'll just fail at them immediately. So rather than revolutions, I knew I'd get them mixed up. Rather than resolutions, I just say to myself, I'd like to try this. I'd like to pick up this hobby, as well as getting these for Christmas. I was absolutely spoiled by Jam. She also got me a needle felting kit, which I've also been on about for ages. That one in particular is such a lovely, thoughtful gift, obviously, as is. But I would also like to emphasize that it would be nice to do something hobbyish that doesn't go towards my little art business. I just think that's really nice, and it takes the pressure off and makes creating something that much more enjoyable. I think with the illustration course that I did, degree course, and making art to sell art, it almost sometimes feels like a bit of a chore, and some parts are less enjoyable than others. And sometimes you just want to be creative but not have any pressure attached to it, because that's why I enjoyed it in the first place when I was younger. I can just make things and they can just be. They don't have to be liked enough to be sold or bought, whatever. I might sharpen this one. See, that's the thing I found with these already, is that the crumbling that you get as soon as you sharpen it and then you start putting it to paper, and the fallout, it's like quite a big deal, I think. Or it like splinters. I found that the ones I didn't show on camera, the swatches, the blues and greens, some of them, as soon as I put the pointy end to the paper, it splintered away a part of it. It chipped away some of the top. That's never really a good sign, but we roll. The way I'm filming is my chair is on the table. Just appreciate my setup. And it's holding the cradle for my phone. I don't know. Obviously, you're limited, blessed and limited, with the colour choices that they give you in these sort of starter sets. I think once you really start getting into them, you then go and seek out the individuals, don't you? Or at least I know I do. You think, oh, I want this shade but tiny bit more blue, and then you go and get it. And then you realise that individually they're priced quite high. That's also fine. I mean, if it's something you love doing, you're allowed to indulge a bit, I feel. And then I think what I'm gonna do is like add white on top. I'm unsure because I know it might overpower it a bit, like it did here. I feel like overall I've not got enough breadth of colour to really decide if they are worth the hype, as I may have probably... Oh, okay. You saw that, right? I was not even pressing that hard. Minus points. Oh, how interesting. Do you know what? Maybe they're known for their paints for a reason. Not that. No, I'm joking. Oh, I don't want to like brush that away because I know it will smear. Oh, come on. You could have held on for a bit. Chuck a little bit of white in there, and then I will get rid of this poor little crumble. Poor little Holbein pencil. Right. I feel like that will do for now. If you'd like me to draw a few more things, hold on. Let's just, right, end on a high. There we go. I'm not going to leave my blowing in the recording because that's going to be very annoying. It's like someone blowing in your ears. no thank you. If you'd like me to attempt to draw some more things, maybe like recreate one of my dinosaur pieces, I will be more than happy to give it a go. I also plan to make a version of this video but with Prismacolor. It'll be a smaller starter set, but it will be a starter set nonetheless with a decent spread of colours. So this has turned out really nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, not too bad, I would say. If I was going to put Faber Castell at a 9 out of 10, I would put these at a 7.5. But the fact that I put the Faber Castells at a 9 out of 10 means I have yet to find the perfect pencil brand. Setting a challenge for all the pencil brand makers. I don't know, maybe I'm too picky, but I do find faults with my favourite one sometimes as well. That's just the way it is. If there's a brand that I haven't mentioned that you'd like me to try, I am more than happy to give it a go. Get myself a little starter pack or get some individuals and give them a go. But for now, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.